Three, two, one. Welcome to episode 1 of the Brown Bostonian Show. I'm your host, Kevin Parrington Turner, aka the Brown Bostonian, aka Sir South, aka the Black Bambino, aka everything. I'm very excited for the first episode of this show. Before we get off to a good start, I gotta introduce it. The Brown Bostonian Show is a sports show. It's a sports web series where we talk about trades, I talk about highlights, I talk about games, I talk about everything. Mostly NFL, mostly NBA. I'm a Celtics fan. I'm a Patriots fan. As a Celtics fan, I'm still pretty upset about how things ended this season. Shout out to Jaylen Brown, shout out to Jason Tatum. We'll get into that. But first, I would like to talk about Thursday, kickoff of the preseason. Patriots go off against the New York Giants. Saquon Barkley. Is he going to play? I don't know. I'm more concerned about the Patriots. I've been reading on training camps, how things are going, things are looking well. Mac Jones in his second season. Devontae Parker. James White, even though I don't expect him to play. It's looking good. One thing I am looking forward to this preseason, what to watch out for, I'm looking for the play calling. Last season we saw a lot of running plays, a lot of pedestrian plays from Mac Jones. We saw a lot of play actions, run, third down play action, slants, screens, bubble plays, bubble screens, a lot of action in the backfield, which was good. It was a lot of success, but going to the second season, we got to see what Mac Jones can do in the passing game. Of course, in the preseason, I don't expect him to play too much. A few drives, a few passes here and there called for him. He's not going to get touched. He's not going to get sacked. Ref's not going to allow that. As they shouldn't. We're going to see a lot of running plays, as we should, but it'll be interesting to see since Josh McDaniels left. It's going to be interesting to see who calls the plays. Of course, I've read up on the Boston Globe and saw that Matt Patricia, former Lions coach, Bill Belichick, we're sharing the play calling, which I like. Someone like a Josh McDaniels is hard to replace. He's been with Tom Brady for a long time. He coached up the Denver Broncos a few years back. Very talented coach, long-time coach. He deserves his new position in Las Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. So one thing to watch out for this preseason is who's calling the plays and the type of plays they run. I don't want to see Cam Newton type plays that we saw. We saw a lot of pass run options, RPOs. No, we can't see that. And I love Mac Jones, but that's not who he is. He's slow. He's as fast as me, maybe slower. Love him. But we got to be honest. He's got to stay in the pocket. He can't roll out. He'll roll out here and there. He may scramble here and there, but we don't want to see that too much. He's an athlete. I get that. But if we're being completely honest, we just need the same type of plays we saw with Tom Brady. Now, of course, that still means some short passes. That still means some screen plays, but we also need to see him throw it down the field 15 yards, 20 yards when we can. Three and long plays, 2 and long plays. We need to see him. We need to see him in the 2-minute drills. Can he do it? I think so. I've been reading up, seeing some video. He looks stronger, more accurate, more confident, more of a leader. But it's different when the lights are on. In the preseason, of course, it's going to be different. You're going to get some guys fighting for a spot. Not too many fans. Not too loud in the stadium. Shout out to Gillette. However, we still got to see what he can do. Another thing to look out for, Devontae Parker, coming from Miami. Great player, great wide receiver, talented guy. And Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers only had 2 touchdowns last season. Every game it was a joke. When he finally got a touchdown, the announcers was laughing at him. Not a bad way, but he just had terrible luck. Talented player. If I'm not mistaken, he's going into his 4th season. This will be his 4th year in the NFL. Last year was his 1st season where he started all 17 games. So I'm excited to see what he does. And in case you are a fantasy team owner, he's definitely a nice sleeper pick. Because Jacoby Myers and Devontae Parker will certainly be the top 2 options for the Patriots offense this upcoming season. Of course, we have the running backs out the backfield. Bill Belichick loves to run through those guys, whether it's screens, whether it's running plays, whether it's just putting them out in the slot and seeing what they can do, putting them against linebackers. For sure. But Jacoby Myers, Devontae Parker, we got to see what they can do in the preseason. Of course, the New York Giants, I don't expect too much out of them. I'm more concerned with Saquon Barkley, honestly. He was on my fantasy team last year before he tore his ACL. When he came out of college, we had high anticipation for him, as we should. He started off really well. Looked like the Giants was about to turn it around. Not so fast. The Giants ended up being the Giants, and that's respect to them. You know, I still remember the Eli Manning days. I don't want to. As a Patriot fan, I do not want to. But we got to see what Saquon Barkley can do this season. If you are a fantasy team owner, I would hold off on him. Wouldn't be my 1st, 2nd, 3rd, top 5 pick. Maybe 10th pick. Possibly. It'll be interesting to see what the Giants can do, but this preseason is all about the Patriots. Respectfully. I don't even think I expect Saquon to play. Everyone's eyes in the NFL, not just New England, will be on Mac Jones and seeing what he can do. A lot of talks from Miami, who was tampering with Tom Brady, talking to Tom Brady for trade talks in 2019. Bill Belichick said he doesn't care about it. But we can't ignore the obvious. Since Tom Brady has left, he's won a Super Bowl. Bill Belichick has not. He's made a playoff appearance. Bill Belichick has. Tom Brady just seems to get better with age. He's 45, turned 45 recently. Has Julio Jones on his team. Lost Antonio Brown. But this season's going to be big for him. Big for Mac Jones. Sophomore season's the toughest. Knock on wood. But usually guys get hurt sophomore season, especially after they put their team on the map, put their name on the map, or defenses get accustomed to them. They build a personnel around them, a game plan around them, and they start to struggle. And in this 3rd year, they break out into superstardom. Hopefully that doesn't happen to Mac Jones, but we will see. I'm confident. Also, last part of what to look for in the Patriots preseason is the secondary. They lost J.C. Jackson to the Chargers. They let him walk. And I didn't understand it. Stephon Gilmore left. This was before last season. Now, they have Jalen Mills, who I think can be a Pro Bowler. If he's not already. Malcolm Butler's returning. The Super Bowl hero against the Seattle Seahawks, where he caught the interception on the 1 yard line with Marshawn Lynch in the backfield. Pete Carroll decided to throw the football. Russell Wilson threw an interception, helping Tom Brady get another ring. We will see what Malcolm Butler can do. We will see if he's up to speed, up to pace. He spent a year out of retirement. He came back to New England. We also can't forget the year he sat out in the Super Bowl. Can't forget that. I think this Patriots secondary is special. A bunch of young guys with a veteran in Butler. Great coaching. Gerard Mayo is the linebacker coach. Bill Belichick, defensive line coach. Matt Patricia, defensive minded coach. Although now he's working so many different positions. Pause. It's going to be interesting to see what they can do. Now, of course, we don't put too much into the preseason. It's more about the guys who are trying to earn a spot. But just a few things to look out for. Now, to move on to the Celtics. The KD and Jaylen Brown talks. Now, I had a chance to talk to some of my coworkers at my job about it. Excuse me, we have no AC in here. The Kevin Durant talks. 34-year-old Kevin Durant. 33, excuse me. 33-year-old Kevin Durant requested a trade not too long ago out of the Brooklyn Nets. He wants out of Brooklyn. Reports came out of trade talks involving Jaylen Brown. A lot of people in Boston are mad, including Jaylen Brown, who seemed to be irritated by tweeting SMH. For those who don't know what SMH is, shaking my head, meaning, come on. After making the NBA Finals, where, if we're being honest, Jason Tatum, he didn't choke. He struggled. He didn't choke. Andrew Wiggins didn't shut him down. He just struggled. That's what happens when you play back-to-back 7-game series against the Miami Heat and Milwaukee Bucks. They should have closed games out earlier than they should have. They got tired. Whereas Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors was getting teams out of here quicker. Nonetheless, Jaylen Brown showed up. He showed up. Dunking on cats. Hitting threes, playing defense, blocks, help defense, fighting through injury. We can't forget what he did. We can't forget that he helped sweep the Brooklyn Nets, which had Kevin Durant on it. How can we forget that? I love Kevin Durant. He's a 7-footer that can shoot. He played 37 minutes a game, so clearly he's still out here. He's still outside. He's still outside. He played 37 minutes a game. There's games he played 48 minutes. Averaging nearly 30 points, 29.9 points per game, 6.4 assists a game, 7 rebounds a game. He only played 55 games in the regular season, but he's 51% from the field. That's nasty, in case of those who don't know. He hits half of all of his shots. He's efficient. No denying that. And people say at 33 years old, oh, Jaylen Brown has more upside. He's 25. Kevin Durant's 33 years old. How much more years he has to go? I don't know if you understand this, but I'm going to take the superstar who's a 7-footer. Who's a 7-footer, though, that can make every single shot. He tore his Achilles. Let's not forget that. And he's still averaging 30. Now, as a Celtics fan, yeah, I want to keep Jaylen Brown. I don't like the talks. Let's get that out the way. Keep Jaylen Brown. Keeps the chemistry alive. Still got Marcus Smart. Still got Jason Tatum. Now you got Malcolm Brogdon. Now you got Gallinari. Now it's a full squad. Will it be enough to go past the Milwaukee Bucks? I don't know. Not now. I can't tell you that now. I'm not sure now. I gotta analyze. However, when people say Kevin Durant's 33 years old compared to Jaylen Brown's 25 years old, let's talk about height. Jaylen Brown's 6'5", maybe 6'7", cool. Kevin Durant, 7 feet towards Achilles, but hey, his athleticism may be gone. He's still averaging 30 hidden shots. That doesn't go away in case you don't know. I expect Steph Curry to play well into his 40s. Things like that don't go away. If you play basketball, you know. So let's put some respect on Kevin Durant's name. Because if I was a GM, I'm signing him off to an 8-year deal if I can. He would never sign to that. But I would sign him to an 8-year deal. With that, you can't be mad at Brad Stevens for being in the trade talks. He might be a top 5 player of all time. Who's still in his prime. Yes, he's still in his prime. Kevin Durant is still in his prime. Now, that's all we got for sports. I would like to talk about this new card, URL TV Down to the Wire. It is a new card, and I want to give my predictions on it. Excuse me. First battle, we got Your Honor against Young X. I know both gentlemen. I've heard of both of them, Young X and Your Honor. Both like to joke around, make a lot of jokes that are effective. But we might have to go through quick on this one. I'm gonna pick Young X off of experience. Might be a little outdated, but I'm always go with the vet who typically has more of a fan base than anything. Second, we got True Foe versus Mac Mel. Shout out to Mac Mel. Shout out to True Foe. Chicago. Mac Mel, Queens, if I'm not mistaken. I've gotten a chance to see both of them perform. Both of these gentlemen perform. Both fire. If I had to choose, I might go with Mac Mel. I think I just like his pen more. Trust his pen more. He's delivered. He's been there for a while. I got Mac Mel 2-1. Next, we got a 2-on-2. The Saga versus Elijah Strait. No, the Saga and Elijah Strait versus Ace Amin and Sheet Happens. Excuse me. The Saga, Elijah Strait, both Christian rappers. Both fire. Both got a ton of wordplay. I like both of them. Now, they never teamed up before, so this would be interesting to see what they do. Ace Amin just got out of jail. Welcome home. I got a chance to see him in Philly after the Crucible, which I was partaking in. He was a judge. Told me to keep going. Nice guy. Appreciate him. He's with Sheet Happens. I got a chance to see Sheet Happens against Zeus in 2019 at the PGs in Delaware, Virginia. It was in the DMV. They have an interesting both style clash, Ace Amin and Sheet Happens, whereas Elijah Strait and the Saga both have a very similar either background. You know, people say Elijah Strait raps like Rum Nitty. I can hear it. I think the Saga raps like himself in some ways. I don't know if it's the most original way, but both of them have crazy wordplay. Shout out to the Saga. He came to a Week of Art event. I'm gonna have to go with the Saga and Elijah straight. I hope it's 3 rounds. 2-1. The Saga and Elijah straight. I think they both just gonna have crazy angles as well. And punches. They could kind of do it all, if I'm being honest. Next, we got Franchise versus Ryder. Never got the chance to see Ryder battle in person. Of course, I've seen him battle a few times with the Goonies. Franchise, I've gotten a chance to see in person against Brooklyn Carter. He's fire. He's from Toronto. Ryder's from DMV. Being that this battle is in Maryland, it's in the DMV, I might have to go with Ryder, honestly. I gotta pick him. Is it a 3-0? I think it's gonna be a convincing 2-1. Clear 2-1. Franchise, he fights. He can rap, he fights. But I think Ryder, with the fan base, people know him now. Might have Twerk behind him, might have the Goonies behind him, might have Drugs behind him, Jack Boy Maine behind him. People just know him. He can be a fan favorite. Doesn't show up every card, but he's consistent when he does show up. I got Ryder 2-1. Moon versus Head Ice. Ice. I am a Head Ice fan. Big Head Ice fan. Moon, I'm not sure where he's from. I want to say the DMV. Okay, he's from Richmond, Virginia. Excuse me. He's from the DMV. He's going to be in the DMV, so it makes sense. But this is going to be one of those battles where it's just the OG talk. Both older gentlemen, it's going to be an OG talk. And I don't think anyone can do it better than Head Ice, truthfully. Ice is a legend. It's a Hall of Famer in the battle rap culture. So I gotta give it to Head Ice. 2-1, I ain't gonna say 3-0. Not in his own city. Not in his own region, excuse me. Not in his own region. Moon's not gonna get 3-0 in his own region. And I think Head Ice is not gonna maybe be beloved by so many fans at first, but with his talk, slick talk, Harlem talk, it's just gonna be, it might be too much. Snake Eyes versus Holmesy the God. Snake Eyes from New York, Holmesy from Jersey. Hope I got that right. Jersey. He was from Jersey. I got Holmesy. I got Holmesy 3-0. Truthfully, that might be the only 3-0 I think I really got on this card. Snake Eyes can fight, but when I saw versus him in Twerk, and when I saw with him in verse Stumbles, shout out to Stumbles. He's a little outdated. He doesn't do enough. He's fired up. But in today's battle rap, it's just changed so much. That's not to say he's not good. He'll smoke a lot of people. But I got Holmesy. I got Holmesy 3-0. Main event, Shotgun Suge versus Stumbles. In Maryland, August 27th. Shout out to Stumbles. New England, Springfield. Got a chance to see him battle countless times before all this. So shout out to Stumbles. Extremely proud of my guy. So clear. Shotgun Suge, legend. Self-explanatory. Jersey. Man, if I'm being honest, Stumbles like to stumbles when things get when the lights shine brightest. Stumbles. He can stumble a lot. When he's on, he's on. He's tough to stop. And this is kind of a quick turnaround, I'm sure, for him. which he can do. Shanga Shook is just a menace. He don't need too much. He's probably gonna rap 2 minutes each round and be action-packed, high energy, high aggression, pocket tap, spinning, jumping, screaming, yelling, gritty feel. Every round. Short rounds. You don't need much. In the DMV, neither of them from the DMV, so I can't even call a hometown advantage. The fan in me, in the New England battle rap in me wants to pick Stumbles, but I definitely gotta go with Suge on a 2-1 edge. But that's if Stumbles stumbles. If Stumbles doesn't stumble, I got Stumbles 2-1, but I don't see him not stumbling, at least not one round. He's probably gonna go crazy for the first round, and the second two. Stumbles. That's August 27th, URLTV.tv, down to the wire. It is not a caffeine event. You gotta get your tickets online. It'll be at the Hotel Charles in Maryland. Speaking of battle rap, Sir South versus Ish Moolah. My battle's out now on YouTube. Go check it out. Shout out to Ish Moolah. Shout out to NTL. Shout out to We Go Hard. Shout out to Golden Squad. Shout out to URL TV. Fire battle. Shout out to Ish. I think I got it. You know, I'm mad about the third round, of course. You know, and I saw a lot of people arguing about talking through rounds and stuff like that. As a fan, I understand it. As a battle rapper, you know, you gotta fight through it. And you like the competition, the grittiness, the competitiveness. You know, We Go Hard, that's what happens here and there. You know, you're gonna get that. Especially when two rappers are fire and they go against each other. Of course you're gonna get that. As a fan, I get it. Because me versus Henny, me versus Authentic, now me versus Ish, all three was on the We Go Hard channel, and now on URL channel. And I spoke to City. He reached out. He told me each time, like, hey, fans doing too much. Can't put it up there. Sorry, it's going on the We Go Hard channel. Cool with me. I love We Go Hard. But that's the balance you get, you know, when we talking about fans, when we talking about reactions, you know, talking through rounds, all that stuff, even if the battle's fire, you know. So it's hard to decipher what the perfect balance is, but nonetheless, shout out to Ishmael, shout out to the city, shout out to Troy Martin for making it happen, for giving me the shot. I appreciate it. More to come. Definitely going crazy in my next one. We'll see when that is. Nonetheless, that will wrap up and conclude the first episode of the Brown Bostonian Web Series. If you haven't already, go and check out my sports blog, thebrownbostonian.com. Right there, you'll see articles, you'll see my sports pieces, you'll see opinions, you'll see me covering games, Red Sox games, Celtics games and Patriots games, trades, free agency. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram so you can see all the highlights, all the tweets, my ideas, everything. This is the first episode of many. We're gonna try and do this every week. Bring it to you on YouTube, bring it to you on SoundCloud. We're gonna keep working, man. Out.